Yeah. He doesn't listen.
He doesn't listen. But whenever
He's too busy getting high.
I said it. Welcome once again to Chill Filter, the podcast where we drink whiskey so you don't have to. But you probably should. You probably are. That's why we like you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you. We're talking to you individually.
Yep.
You and you and you and you. And you know what we would love more than anything? You. Talk to us individually. Hit us up on Instagram. Chill Filtered.
Mm-hmm.
Search for us. You might have to weed your way through a few searches for what is chill filtered whiskey, or somebody who's talking
what is chill
about
filtration?
Chill filtration, exactly. But you will eventually find us, because you know what? We found you. You can find us. So hit us up there. If you want to join us on some drink-alongs, get in at the $10
coming up.
Patreon.com/chillfiltered. Not this coming weekend, but maybe the next weekend.
Well, by the time we're recording, it'll be this coming weekend.
No,
I mean, by the time we're
released.
Yes.
Yes, by the time we release, it is going to be next Sunday. Sunday. We sold you the whole seat. You only need the edge. So that's it for the business. Let's get to the podcast. Cool, my dear friend. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. Today was a decent day.
Good.
I measure it's not a good thing, but sometimes I measure my day on how productive I was at work, or at least a part of my day. I'm like, if I'm really productive at work, that's a good day normally. So today was very productive and got a lot done. Good. And felt accomplished in that way. And life is good. I had Beck, my daughter, my sweet daughter. She is going through a little bit of a fussy phase right now, and we'll wake her up in the morning, and she's not fussy first thing, but she's we're like, can we pick you up and change your diaper and get you ready for the day? And she's just like, no, I just rather walk around my crib. And so that's it's good and it's cute, but it's okay, we gotta go. We gotta get ready for the day.
That's how I am, man. Chelsea's like, don't you need to go to work? And I'm like, no, I just crap my pants. I'm gonna hang out on the bed. So
yeah, I'm just gonna walk back and forth on the bed. And so it's a little bit frustrating, to be honest, where it's she, and then if you try to grab her, she'll be like, nah, and make a fuss, which is, it's a bummer that's even an option, but kids, you never know what to expect. So yeah, but with that, I don't know. I think Heather is very much affected by that kind of stuff, and that she has been a little bit whiny, and we really try to nip whining in the butt, where it's all right, we're not going to reward this whining behavior or give you exactly what you want when you whine about it. To try to get that, because we don't want a little Caillou baby.
Mommy, Rosie got this.
Exactly. Yeah. So we're just working on that. And Heather, it's funny because I'm typically if we were to say who's more patient, you'd probably say Heather. But with Beck, it's I, for some reason, am a lot more patient than Heather. And not saying Heather is impatient. It's just when things add up, and she's getting really whiny.
You were excused to get impatient in parenthood because you were taking care of another person's life 24/7.
No, absolutely.
If you get
it's
impatient,
funny how I
okay.
have a little bit more capacity. Yeah, but yeah, it's funny. Yeah, just how it's parenting is brings out the best and worst in you sometimes. And even for me, it's I want to be the best I can be for her.
No, be the best. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. But yeah, I can't think of much else that's going on in life. I'm excited for you. You're going to Pahonix.
Yeah, I got Friday vibes over here. Taking tomorrow off. We're flying the wife and our cabin friends, the Westerbergs, who are amazingly gorgeous, good-looking people because they're Patreon members. And the Ruprechts, we're gonna head down to Phoenix and have just a weekend with friends, which is nice. So I'm on my Friday, which is nice. Although I'm a little worried. Finley's got a little bit of a runny nose the day before we leave. So hopefully, I don't think we're gonna cancel.
Don't cancel.
But I also feel bad. I also feel bad knowing maybe she gets a little
Everyone
sick.
does it.
Yeah, but I don't know. And the girls are great. Mara's easy. Amara's just like, if like you just let Amara have her phone and watch YouTube, she's a happy kid. Juniper, when she gets sick, it's pretty easy. Finley, when she gets sick, it can be a little tricky. So we're like bated breath, crossing fingers. Yeah, that kind of a thing. So
I was thinking you were saying like, I don't want to go on a flight where I have a family member that has symptoms, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Well, no, I mean, we're all vaxxed, and Chelsea and I. So yeah, Chelsea and I got the latest whatever boost in December because we were like, we're not gonna like, if we're sick when we go, we got a cold, and we'll just wear our masks on the plane, be cool, whatever, doesn't matter. We're going. We're not canceling this trip. I worry about leaving the kid home. She can get a little tricky at night. So
yeah, you can FaceTime her a lot. Who's taking care of her?
Nana. So Chelsea's mom. I said Nana like you should know who Nana is.
My Nana? Is that Sue?
Nana Sebald? It could be any Nana. No, cool. The other thing is I'm really excited right now. Should we talk about what I'm excited about? What you're excited about? What you're potentially very nervous about because I'm very nervous about?
Yeah, you say totally bring it up. Yeah.
Okay. So yesterday we got a message from
our favorite YouTube channel dude.
He is gorgeous. Matt Porter messaged us and said we made the cut. He spun the wheel.
Cut.
What I don't know. He hasn't released that stuff. I don't know if we can with. Should we? I don't know if I should have backtracked. Is it okay if we talk about this already? Is there going to be some magical moment where he announces it with fireworks?
Yeah, we can ask Matt and then cut it out if we need to.
Oh crap! I just realized like it's by Friday and I'm leaving tomorrow morning. I got to edit tonight.
We'll ask him soon.
Okay. Anyway, we got if he doesn't answer, I'll just cut this part out. But we got asked to join Matt Madness this year.
Matt freaking Madness.
I'm like honestly like. I was like so excited. I'm like, yeah, of course, yes. And then I started thinking about it. I'm like, no, I'm the dunce. I don't know this stuff. I'm gonna do awful.
Even if we're out first round, I am proud to be invited to Matt Madness.
Okay, so speaking of being on Matt Madness, Cole, I don't have the best background, but I've got a background.
Oh, no. So check this out.
Did you get the sign?
I can't show it now, but my sign came in. I just got to install it this week. So it's going to be legit.
Okay.
And it looks good.
Can I make another suggestion?
Yeah.
Move your computer screens like 5 inches to your left so that you don't have a weird angle going at that corner over there. You hang it up.
Sure.
And then
that's fine. Yeah, I'll be legit by the time I'm on Matt Madness.
Okay. Yeah, we got to step our game up. We got to be on our best behavior.
No, and do a little trash talk here and there, but like in a good way.
No, I don't think I'm not going to go heel. I'm not going to be a heel. I'm going to be straight.
I won't either, actually.
And people
can't really
be like,
do that stuff.
You don't know what he's talking about. Like, I don't know what I'm talking about. Speaking of don't know,
but who knows?
Yeah. So anyway, listeners, if you have any advice, let us know.
And listeners, if you don't know who we're talking about, Matt Porter, go right now, pause our good old podcast, go to YouTube and search ADHD whiskey and have the time of your life for like hours. And then come back, press play on the podcast, finish the podcast, and then also check out his Matt Madness videos from last year and the year before. So
yeah. I'm rewatching.
It's fun.
I got a bone up here. So, wait,
what?
Can I tell you another reason why I'm so excited?
Yeah.
Are you cutting out a little bit?
You're cutting.
I'm getting like a weird Wi-Fi signal, but I'm plugged in. Oh, nuts! Hopefully it's okay. Anyway,
we'll figure
the other reason I'm so excited, friggin' Nathan Anthony.
Yeah,
baller
seriously.
Status supreme.
Took the challenge this week.
Not only took the challenge, but like knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, he like went above and beyond.
He finished the game in the second inning. Like he hit it so far out of the park. We're like, we're done playing. Like got all of our ratings and stuff like that. Within like 2 days?
With it, a day and a half, pretty much. Yeah,
day and a half. And not only that, but he spiked our download numbers a crazy amount.
Because he listened to every episode.
I never thought of this. If you want to help us out, you want to support the podcast, download every single episode every day. Then delete it and
just play it. Just
download it.
Set it on something that doesn't have audio and just play it all day.
Record numbers of downloads. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah. No, don't even have to play it. Just download it.
Yeah.
That's true. You download it like crazy. And then like we'll have those numbers for like 1 week, and then we can send those numbers to Bush's Baked Beans.
Yeah, and Bush's will be like, heck yeah, we'll sponsor you. Yeah,
perfect.
It's gonna be good.
Perfect. Anyway,
so thank you, Nathan. What a baller.
Perfect.
And that's that.
Hey, Cole.
Yeah, what's up?
I feel like maybe it's a little early, but maybe should we take a walk?
Let's take a walk, and we're going to get into something very special today. We actually have a very cool form of history this week. That is a written interview that we did for the whiskey we're drinking today, which I don't think we mentioned yet. Maybe we did, but we're drinking Sentinel Rye from Whiskey Del Bac, one of our favorite distilleries of all time. And before we get into that, before we get into the history, let's take a quick break. And we're back.
We are
with Chill Filtered.
I listen to myself saying that when I edit, and I'm like, why do I always go, yeah, we are.
Just sounds good to me, Robby. Yeah, there's certain parts where we touch it a lot in terms of our editing.
Oh, okay.
Like we're like the transitions where you're like, oh, I'll always hear the transition when I edit. I don't always hear the whole podcast. That's for sure when I edit. What we're drinking today, we are drinking the Sentinel Rye from Whiskey Del Bac out of Tucson, Arizona.
Oh, did you not get yours signed?
No, I did. No, remember I got two because one I got from the distillery, then the second one we got from
so you opened your unsigned
baller. One. Yeah, I opened the unsigned one. We got from our baller friend Brian Rapp, which was such a great gift.
Seriously,
dude's a baller. So I want to make sure I pronounce Mark's name right, but so since our first episode with Whiskey Del Bac in 2020, they've had a few changes, and so we talked with Stephen Paul and Veronica Townsend, who at the time Veronica was the head distiller at Whiskey Del Bac, but since then she's moved on, and this guy named Mark, I want to say Vierthaler. Oh man, Mark, I apologize if I didn't get that right.
No, it sounded like a perfect pronunciation of any name.
Yeah,
ask me.
Who knows? Maybe it's right on. That being said,
Vierthaler?
I think it's probably straight up German or something like that. But what I can say is that Mark stepped up to the plate when it came to asking questions. And what I learned about Mark as well is that he is a eloquent, at least by typing, man. He can really answer a good question with just well. Like he knows what he's doing. And he's got a great background in distilling. So
I think you and Mark might be the perfect pair. You ask great questions.
He answers great questions.
This might be the best 5 minutes of your lives, listeners. Cole asked the best. He answered perfect.
Exactly. So I did ask, I want to say only 5 or 6 questions. Let me look. I only asked 6 questions and he filled them out. So I'm just going to be reading. Here's the thing, guys, is that in the next month or two, I'm really hoping to have Mark on the podcast, and he actually is very willing. So Mark, keep an eye out. We'll reach out, especially when we drink our Whiskey Del Bac Ode to Isla Batch 1. And I'm really excited about it. And so we'll have Mark on and we'll actually talk with him instead of just reading what he answered. So without further ado, let me get to the questions. So the first question I asked,
ado.
You like ado? But anyway, the first question.
I was going to say something stupid, and you paused for me.
I paused
the moment's passed. You did. Without further ado. And you looked at me like, again. Rob's going to insert something stupid here. Moments passed. I'm not going to say anything dumb.
Oh, nice.
Don't forget to enunciate. That was smart.
No, yeah, that's what I will do. So anyway, the first question was, what inspired Whiskey Del Bac to venture into a rye product? And he said, a handful of things inspired us to explore the realm of rye. As you know, we're known for our American single malt whiskeys. And by the definition of American single malt, that means 100% of the production takes place here at the distillery. Milling, mashing, fermentation, distillation, aging, blending, bottling. Over the years, we've had people ask us if we'd ever consider making another style of whiskey. While we didn't want to take ourselves away from the single malt production, the idea intrigued us. After literal years of discussion, we decided that we liked the idea of exploring other whiskey styles. So we wouldn't detract from our own make, that the best idea would be to source something. It also made business sense to source if we were going to expand our portfolio. Own make single malt whiskey is expensive to make, which makes it an expensive whiskey, even if it is worth every penny. If we could source a delicious rye, which is a style that we all happen to love here at Whiskey Del Bac, and then finish it on site while being completely transparent about the process, we felt like it could be done. We sampled over 100 different ryes from all over the country before settling on the 95% rye, 5% malts sourced from Indiana. So MGP, obviously. Does everyone use it? Yeah, but for good reason. It's delicious, which I agree with. A good MGP rye can be amazing. So I asked him, what makes Sentinel Rye different from your average rye? And he said, as I mentioned earlier, the two major things we knew we wanted to focus on were creating something unique, as well as being completely transparent about the process. We didn't want to just take source juice, slap a label on it, and claim that it was ours. Since we're known for mesquited, not peated single malts, we knew we wanted to do something that would lend just the slightest bit of mesquite character and characteristically spicy rye. For Sentinel, we started with a blend of 2 and 3-year-old straight rye whiskeys from Indiana. We then finished that rye in freshly harvested mesquited Whiskey Del Bac casks, toasted and charred new American white oak casks that had aged our mesquite smoked new make. We then let it sit over the summer to give the rye a chance to really work in and out of the wood and take some of the mesquite character. The Sentinel is then filtered across a bed of mesquite charcoal from our mesquited malting process. Tennessee uses sugar maple charcoal, and imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, right? The result is something that is clearly a classic 95 rye, but it is wholly Whiskey Del Bac, which I think that's cool. Like, and the next question, I'm glad I asked, because I ask good questions.
You asked the best.
No, I said, how do you know when it is ready to bottle? Just like we know when our American single malt is ready to bottle, when it tastes right. We knew we wanted to give it at least 3 months during the summer. In the Sonoran Desert, and our diurnal shift can swing between 30 and 40 degrees.
What kind of shift?
Diurnal shift.
I don't know what that is, but that sounds bad.
It's like the night and day, basically.
Okay, I thought it was when diarrhea came out your wiener.
No.
Diurnal.
That's interesting, though.
Yeah.
Never thought about it that way. Real quick, I'm going to switch to my headphones because my earbuds are dying for some reason. So give me 1 second, listeners. Oops. Oh. All right. Can you hear me, Robby?
I can still hear you. Yeah, so that was 22.
Yeah. And that means a lot of push and pull in those barrels. Because smoke is so divisive, we knew we didn't want to over-smoke the rye and make it inaccessible to the average whiskey drinker. So once a month, we randomly select some of the finishing barrels, pull samples, blend, and taste. Just shy of 4 months, we hit the magic spot where it was just different enough that it didn't taste like every other bottle of sourced rye on the market. It still wasn't different enough, though. which is why we decided to filter it across the mesquite charcoal. And that just brought everything together beautifully. So that was a good question, Cole. Thanks, Cole. So I mentioned, I see it says batch 1 on the bottle. Is it planned to be a yearly release? And he said, that's the plan. The response to the first batch of Sentinel has been overwhelmingly positive, which has told us that there's interest in continuing its production. I said, how's it been for you since starting with Whiskey Del Bac? He says, it sounds rote and probably a little psychopathic. Oh, I thought he said syncopathic. Or no, not psychopathic. Sorry, Mark. Psychophantic? Gonna have to look that one up.
Keep talking.
Do you know what psychophantic is? Yeah, you search. It's spelled SYCO. But it's been the best decision I could have ever made in my...
Like, I believe a sycophant is someone who esteems himself in a high position.
Double check. I believe you. But yeah, it's a sycophant. Sycophant. Psychopath. No kidding. Oh man, I am terrible at reading. But it's been the best decision I could have ever made in my distilling career. The leadership here is absolutely killer with our CEO, Kent Cheeseman, who's amazing, by the way. He's awesome. I met him and have worked with him. And our co-founders, Stephen Paul and his daughter, Amanda Paul. The production staff that I work with is so talented, driven, curious, and absolute blast to work with. My coworkers across all our divisions are some of the best in the field. To top it off, Tucson and Baja, Arizona are absolutely beautiful. Now,
praising people in authority in a way that is not sincere, usually in order to get some advantage from them.
Okay, yeah, not psychophantic.
I was in the ballpark, but it's certainly not psychotic.
No,
it's not rote.
What does rote mean?
Rote is the way you rote your boat.
Oh, it's like a tour, but backwards.
No, it's a tour, my sir.
So now he says...
You're wrong.
Anyway. He says, now if we could only get more consumers to recognize how amazing American single malt whiskey is, and that it's not bourbon. He said, I asked lastly, any other exciting things coming from the distillery in the future? He said, Amanda and our head of marketing, Jenny Budwig, have been putting yeoman's work over the past several months, getting our whiskey club organized and launched. It's now the exclusive way people can gain access to our Distillers Cut series, which are 3 times a year releases that allow for the distillery staff to flex our creative muscles and create products. In addition to that, in 2022, we launched our Global Cask Collection, which is a series of 3 special bottlings that release at the same time each year. Our Frontera, which is our unsmoked single malt finished in Pedro Jimenez Sherry Botas. Not Sherry Butts. Botas. They drive me notas. Yeah.
Yay.
And that comes out each April. Our Normandy, which is also our unsmoked single malt, but finished in Calvados barrels, drops each August. And finally, what used to be known as our winter release now is known as our Ode to Isla, is our super mesquite smoked offering that drops each December. More stuff in the warehouse? ? Of course, but y'all may just have to wait. So that's from Mark, and we appreciate it so much, Mark, for informing us and just being so enthusiastic about that. So,
well, I will say this: we reach out fairly frequently to distillers. And we don't get a lot of response, so it's nice.
We do,
especially somebody who makes
at first. That's the funny thing is people are like, "Yeah, totally," and then they like back out.
Oh, but the thing is, like, especially from Del Bac, who
we love those guys.
If you're a longtime listener, no surprise. We freaking love.
Yeah,
from love the start. Them.
Yeah. I remember the first time I sipped Del Bac. It was a gift from my friend Stephanie, and I was like, holy crap, how good
it was the Dorado. We just did the Dorado. We just thought it was gonna be like, because you get a lot of like, because at that time it was a local distillery to you, and you'll go to like a local distillery and it's like,
try it out.
Oh, I got a fresh cork pop here, bro.
Oh, pop it good.
Hey, puppy.
Wow, I'll never ask that again. That's funny.
And so we
cool synthetic black cork. mean, most people, when it's black, it's usually synthetic. For corks.
Yeah.
Back up for a second.
All right.
Ooh.
What are you getting?
I was kind of worried. We love Del Bac. We love it. We love them. We love that they put out.
If this is
but I was a little worried this wouldn't be good. But on the nose, I can tell you it's great so far.
It smells like a great rye. Are you getting much mesquite on it?
Just a tiny bit. It's kind of a it's not like a finishing note on the nose or anything like that. It's kind of
like you're eating a bag of barbecue chips. It's like someone who ate a bag of barbecue chips, burped in someone else's mouth, and then they swallowed that and then burped that out after having eaten nothing.
You're onto something though.
It's very light mesquite
with that wisp of mesquite.
That's how I always get my wisps.
Yeah. Yeah. Wispy business. Great.
I like that.
Okay, so I can definitely recognize rye notes on the nose. It's almost, to be honest, what I love about a good rye is it can have candy notes sometimes, like a hard candy. I'm getting that on the nose here, so I'm gonna go for a little sip. But so far, I do love the nose.
Nose is good. Yeah, it's nothing that's hubbub what or like outstanding in like a hitch it in a certain way, but it smells like a good rye. I took my first sip. Mouth feels great. Really, like, gosh dang, it's like a menthol kind of a cigarette-y kind of like really delicate and unassuming. And they get a little bit mesquite towards the end, but it's just really cool. Like not in like awesome, bro. It's more like it's just very cool and menthol. Yeah, is what I'm getting to start.
Yeah, it's
cool. I'm gonna go for my second sip here.
So I'll say this: it's hard when you review. They always say don't meet your heroes because you'll be let down. I think that applies to ordering new products from one of your favorite distilleries. You might be let down. I am proud to say that I am not going to have to force we're always honest on this podcast, but sometimes we feel bad and we're like, well, let's not spin it.
Only time I did was bespoken.
Yeah. That was
the only time
I gave it. I gave a review that I stood by, but you didn't.
I felt bad. Yeah, it was.
But I'll say this. I am so glad that this is good. This is actually really good. What I did notice was that candy note throughout. What I did notice was a little bit of that mesquite. It's definitely not mesquited. It's definitely not like it's. I mean, it is. I mean, like the grain wasn't. That's for sure. But it is very wispy on the mesquite notes. But it's really almost complements the candy rye notes that I'm getting, and I'm surprised. This is pretty much what he said was it's 3 or 4 year or something like that. Yeah, 3 or 4 year rye that was just finished over a summer.
Minimum 2.
That's pretty good, especially because candy notes normally show up a few years in my opinion. In the ryes, it's not always like even a 5-year rye doesn't always have those candy notes. For some reason, they nailed it on this. Maybe it was the barrels they used for the finishing. But let me go for another sip. I have probably more to say about it.
I will say this. I've said this about most ryes. Maybe I'm saying it more often about ryes. This is not what I really want or expect in a rye.
This is what I want in a rye.
Is it? Okay, perfect.
The candy notes that I'm getting, that's like, if I can get candy notes on a rye, I am a happy man.
I want spicy and cinnamon. That's what I kind of want in a rye.
That's true. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm a little different. But that being said, it's got like it's menthol-y. It's got some candy notes for sure.
Yeah.
Gosh dang it! And I just forgot what I was. Oh, and I get a little bit of like tobacco-y, which I don't think I typically get with a rye, but I get like a nice.
Sorry, trying to charge my headphones or my earbuds now because my headphones are now saying charge me.
Oh, balls. Oh, yeah, cool.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we're fine. I'll do sign language.
Yeah.
And the only thing I know is bathrooms. The whole time I'm just like, you gotta go to the bathroom. I I need to learn sign language. But no, I get like a nice tobacco-y, and it's like this is not a punch in the mouth. It's not super vibrant or potent in any way. It's pretty mild, but it is tasty. I like it. So it's pretty thin. I think, gosh, thin in the mouthfeel and kind of like that sense, but heat wise, it's got a nice little punch to it. I get a little numbing on the tongue with it. So I don't know. I like it. I'm excited to see what happens with a little bit of water, a little bit of ice. Yeah. Also, it's got a beautiful terracotta.
Yeah, keep going.
I'm trying, bro. I'm trying. Oh my gosh. So I gotta say this. When I hear myself just say I'm trying, bro, I don't normally talk like that, except for I have started talking like that because I teach middle school. I work with middle schoolers, and I have started calling every middle schooler bro or bruh. Yeah, bruh. So sorry about that, Cole. I maybe I'm trying to enter a new demographic for the podcast.
All right, we're fixed.
Yeah. So anyway, what's the color look like to you, buddy?
The colors it's lighter, I would say, altogether compared to your average whiskey. But like
this ain't your average whiskey.
This ain't your average whiskey. That's for sure. Okay, so I'm not even lying. I like this whiskey a lot. And coming into it, I was like this might be, potentially this could be the worst Whiskey Del Bac product I've had yet. But no, this is great. Like, this is like,
what's the price on it? What's the MSRP?
That's a great question. I totally forget. I want to say it's like 50 to 60 range.
But this is a hard one to get, right? Like, it's more of like a special release.
When I reached out to Kent Cheeseman about this, he said we already sold out, but I'll get you some, which is another baller salute to Kent Cheeseman. The cheese man. So, okay. So one more thing. It is on my last sip with the neat pour. It is a little bit. It is bright, and I would even venture to say it's a little light. And we never mentioned the proof on this one. It's 46%, 92 proof. And I wouldn't say it's light in a bad way. I still think it's light in a bright way. I would love to see what this went for if it were like 100 proof for sure. But I still love it, for the record.
So I'm going to say this. Based off the neat pour, I feel like if this was aged a year, no, I'm going to say two more years, this would be phenomenal. I think get a little bit more of that.
Maybe that'll be batch 2.
Maybe, baby. But nose-wise, on a little bit of water.
Yeah.
It's brighter. I like the nose better with a little bit of water. Definitely brighter, a little more. It kind of like it gets a little bit away from that rye candy, like that candy sweetness. Yeah. And gets a little more florally, which is interesting. Yeah,
I can get behind florally.
I like it. No, I think the nose is definitely better with a little bit of water. I'm going to go for a sip.
Nose for me.
You were about to. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I am. Nose for me is similar to the neat pour. Still bright, and you can tell it's a little lighter now that you add a little water. But did you love it?
This is way better than neat.
Nice.
Yeah. It kind of feels a little hotter with just a couple drops of water in it. Wow. It gets a little bit more towards cinnamon notes that I like in a rye, but it's still very menthol-y in a nice way. Like, it's really good. And I think on the back end of the palate, it's tobacco-y, like a really subtle, nice way. So yeah, so far a little bit, couple drops of water. Muy bueno, as they say in the Southwest.
That's what they say. What I can say is that I think I prefer. It's a hard one. I'm pretty close on the neat and the water pour. A few drops of water. Did lighten it up. Did take away some of the mesquite, in my opinion.
You think so?
You were mentioning like a tobacco on the finish. I'm not getting that as much. I think it is still good. And the more I think about this rye in general, this is kind of a hub to what to me on for what it is. It's a 3 or 4 year rye finished in mesquite barrels, and this is wow. This is amazing.
I did it off camera.
More so wowing the drooling and dribbling that I saw from Robby's.
Robby, my name's Robby.
Yeah. Well, no, from your chewing on your ice. So.
Oh, balls. I used the wrong glass. I'm going to do it again because this had some Buffalo Trace in it.
Nice.
Don't want to cross-contaminate.
Entry buzz on Buffalo Trace?
Yep. Yeah. Nice. A little Buffalo Trace.
I was still entry buzzing on that rum, dude. It's such a good entry buzz.
It really is. I'm not a huge rum fan, but that Appleton Estate 6 years, is that what it was?
This one's the Plantation Overproof.
Okay.
But okay, so I took one more sip with ice or with water, and it is sweet, good, nothing unpleasant at all, no bitterness, some candy notes, but I think I do prefer it a little bit more neat to per honest Pete. To be honest, I don't know, little all over the place, but
per honest Pete.
Per honest Pete.
That's the highest form of honesty you can get. Per honest Pete.
Yeah.
Because when you go to the pearly gates, who do you meet? Per
honest Pete. No.
Also, it's the most deadly form of an angel you can meet in the Amazon River.
That's true.
Piranha Pete.
Piranha Pete.
Yeah.
As always, adding some ice, giving it the old spin J.
The old swirly poo. The old making this whiskey dizzy.
Making this whiskey mad dizzy.
You're going to get dizzy, whiskey.
Sounds like Tracy Morgan or whatever.
That's kind of
I don't love, it's not that I don't love the nose, it's just it's very muted on the nose with some ice, in my opinion.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's
Can I
not
say
bad.
something though? Like I took our garbage out today. And my sometimes stuff gets stuck in your sinuses. We went out last weekend. Mm-hmm. We did that. Oh, I didn't even mention that. We went to that fundraiser thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The open bar was not great.
Oh,
not great.
They had like Maker's Mark only and Jack.
No, so the open bar part was just like wines and things going around, which was okay.
That's what I think of that.
The bar, like it was not good whiskey.
That sucks.
Yeah, it kind of did, but didn't stop me. I persevered. We had a great time dancing.
If it's free, it's worth it.
If it's free, it's me. But the nice thing is, like, it was fun, man. I have not been like, I love weddings, but I haven't. We're at an age where we just don't know a lot of. We don't know a lot of younger people who have weddings right now. Like, we're kind of phased out of that. And they had like had a DJ, some dancing. Yeah.
Well, you also didn't come to Virginia ever.
Virginia is for haters. I hate it.
For losers, apparently.
But no, man, I danced with my wife. We had a good time. Like,
nice.
And then I finally checked my watch. I'm like, your mom's watching the girls. We got to get home. Like, it was a lot of fun dancing.
Nice.
I love to dance. So tell you what, guys, if anyone's getting married, invite me.
And Robby. I mean, and me. Invite both of us because we both get down on the dance floor.
Oh man, I remember when I met Cole, the Harlem Shake was a thing.
Oh yeah,
and Cole was all about it.
Doing that. Yeah,
you know what we should do? We should bring that back.
We should. It won't
Next
last.
time we're together, we're bringing the Harlem Shake back.
Well, yeah. Here's my style at a wedding. I go to, what the crap is happening? This apparently is still not charging.
Oh my gosh. It was
charging. It ain't charging.
I had something in my glass. And you said, what the crap's happening? I thought, why did I just put that in my mouth?
And then my earbuds won't charge. Why?
All right, I'll carry the podcast here.
Why? Oh, there we go. Okay, we're charging.
Cole
now.
Says, man, Robby's the best person in the world. Even if I can't hear him in my earphones.
Yeah. But I feel like it's such a mess with the earphones today.
Sorry, folks. This should have been a better episode.
I know, for the sake of Whiskey Del Bac at the very least. But when I go to a wedding or something, dude, I like pull out the Russian dance on the dance floor, like the
yeah,
and people love it. Like it's like it brings down the house. I think I've mentioned this before.
You have, I remember. Yeah.
And then I bring out some other dance moves that like I need some buddies to do. I'll be like, hey, do exactly what I'm doing, and it'll look great. And then that'll be Robby. Next wedding we go to.
Well, we'll if you're worried about your dance floor, invite us. We'll I just go all out. I am like Kevin Bacon, Footloose, like fight dancing in the woods, like
Kenny Loggins. Me. Yeah,
I'm all about it.
Punch dancing your rage.
Punch dancing. Yeah,
yeah. So,
I let loose.
You Footloose. You are Kevin Bacon.
I kick off my Sunday blues.
Boots.
Ooh-wee. Boots.
Baby.
This is the whiskey for me. It's pretty good. Ice wise.
Yeah.
Minus the fact that there was something in my glass. Yeah. I think one of the girls threw some styrofoam in my glass. Or like a phloem kind of a thing. And then I drank it and it was hard. I thought maybe it was glass for a second in the glass. You know how it is when you get glass in your glass.
I've been there.
That being said,
I've been there.
I think,
brother, I've been there. I'm getting more.
Man of constant sorrow. Oh, brother, where art thou? That's a great movie.
Yeah. Soggy Bottom Boys.
Oh my goodness. Oh, can we change the name of the podcast
to the Soggy Bottom Boys? I'm sure it's taken.
Okay, I think because it reminds me of your trench's swampy goodness.
Oh yeah, that's a Soggy Bottom
sure. Boys.
Yeah. That's just a nickname in college, and actually, that's a nickname a few years ago. That was funny when I went on that walk out in the Sonoran, not the Sonoran. So technically, Phoenix, I don't think is in the Sonoran region, but it was hot Arizona. I'll tell you that.
And you saw a house fire, and you
and I was like, let me find that house fire, and I walked miles in jeans, 100+ degree
in jeans,
Phoenix heat, in jeans.
A soggy bottom,
trench of swampy goodness in there.
There you go. Ice
kind of kills a while ago, bro. Like I think that was episode 100.
You rode me. You just rode me.
I've been enjoying enough.
This is good. I will say, okay. Back to the podcast.
Yeah, I guess so.
This is okay. Now tell me more about your gooch.
My gooch?
When you walk in hot weather.
Oh yeah. Let's get this going. So, but no, I was just thinking that was episode 100. I think we're on 238 now. So it's been a long time. So okay, check this out, Robby. Once we get to episode 240, you will have been the host twice as long as when Adam was.
Suck it, Adam.
Yeah, he doesn't listen.
He doesn't listen. But whenever
he's too busy getting high.
I said it. Speaking of which, if you like
High Times podcast.
No, not High Times podcast.
No, High Friends.
High Friends.
I think.
Oh, God.
I'll look it up. Something like that.
Okay.
But anyway,
that being said, when I do say "suck it, Adam," I always clip that soundbite and send it to him. So
that's great.
Yeah, it's only been twice.
That's great.
But now it's been 3 times since I said "suck it, Adam" 4 times, bro.
So,
bro, iced is not worth it. Do you agree?
All over the place.
We are.
This is not our average episode. If this is your first episode,
we've had so many technical issues that we're just like powering through. We're broing and bruhing each other.
Bro,
is ice worth it? Ice is not great.
It's not. I wouldn't say it's bad. I don't get any bitterness. I don't get any lack of sweetness. I don't get anything. It's just not.
It's just not hidden. It's not hidden where the other ones were.
I went back to the neat pour, and I'm very much enjoying it right now. And then rating on this, I have my rating.
Well, Cole,
do you have yours?
No, but you talk and influence me.
9.19.
Oh, okay.
I think this is Hubba to What. I think this is surprisingly great. And we know Whiskey Del Bac. We have probably given every single Whiskey Del Bac product we've had in the podcast a 9+. This is no different. This reminds me of the surprise that I felt drinking Dorado for the first time, where I was like, why is this so good? Especially from a smaller growing distillery. Very impressed. It's got the candy. They really did their homework on finding a good source, and they really did their homework on making it their own. I think the mesquiteness is present and is notable and is admirable that they're making it their own and making it their own in their own way. Like the Whiskey Del Bac is known for mesquite smoke stuff. This is no different. It's got that, but it perfectly fuses, and there's a nice southwestern fusion there of what I find is almost worth a 9.2, but just slightly less, a 9.19, which is high praise for sure. So what do you think?
Well, unfortunately, sub 9 for me. I'm going to go
all good.
8.7.
Okay.
Is it what I want in a rye? It's not what I like in a rye, so it's a little skewed in that direction. It's not necessarily what I want in a rye.
Yeah, it's not cinnamony. That's for sure.
That being said, nothing bad about it. Everything's good. And I think, like, if we're going batch wise, we'll see what the next one brings. Definitely worth looking for. I also feel like, gosh, give it a little more age, like a little older, a little more time with some mesquite.
Interested to see
because the mesquite's kind of there, but it's not like. And I love getting mesquite on it. So
I was impressed by the perfect amount of mesquite, if not potentially a little more.
Yeah, I could go for more because I just like it's barely there, but for me it shows up tobacco-y with the sweetness maybe. I don't know. So 8 point, what did I say? 8.8,
I think
8.7. 8.7. Boom.
Sounds good to me.
Thank you, Nathan Anthony.
Yeah, thank you. and I think Bryce is going to be tracking it from here forth.
Perfect.
But maybe Nathan is. Who knows? Maybe
who
both
knows? Maybe we should. Maybe we should just not be degenerates and so that's that. But, all right, man.
Yeah, that's that. Let's move over to our next segment of the show that we like to call Whiskey World News.
Oh, we're back? Yeah, we are. Oh, I'm doing it to myself now. Ah, jeez. Part of the show we have to call Whiskey World News. We read an article. We didn't write it. We're going to talk about it. Here it goes. This one comes from Whiskey Raiders and also our good friend Ben Klepsig. Madtown Marketer.
Thanks, Ben.
Written by David Morrow. And it says, the label misleads consumers. Fireball cinnamon producer sued in class action lawsuit.
Nice.
The class action lawsuit has been brought against spirits giant Sazerac over its Fireball brand. The lawsuit alleges that Fireball's Fireball cinnamon beverage is misleading due to its packaging, which is very similar to Fireball cinnamon whiskey, a different product. Fireball cinnamon, a malt beverage that contains no whiskey, was released in 2020. It features ABV 16.5%, half the original Fireball cinnamon whiskey at 33%. Math. The complaint alleges that the front labels of the Fireball cinnamon is identical to the Fireball cinnamon whiskey, save for the word whiskey. In small text reading, identifying the drink as a malt beverage with natural whiskey and other flavors and caramel, Fireball cinnamon does not contain distilled spirits, making it distinctly different than Fireball cinnamon whiskey. When viewed together with the Fireball distilled spirit brand name, the label misleads consumers into believing it is or contains distilled spirits. The lawsuit reads, the lawsuit takes umbrage with the label's fine print phrasing. Using the words with natural whiskey and other flavors is a clever turn of phrase. Very clever.
Yeah.
Because consumers who strain to read this will see how it natural whiskey is distinct from other flavors. The lawsuit states they will think the product is a malt beverage with added 1 natural whiskey and 2 other flavors. The lawsuit explains that the label means that the product contains natural whiskey flavors, but by not adding the word flavors after natural whiskey, it is likely to mislead customers into believing the product contains natural whiskey. Unlike whiskey, a distilled spirit malt beverage like Fireball cinnamon use fermentation to create a base. Flavors and coloring may then be added. The lawsuit aims to cover anyone in Illinois, North Dakota,
class action, baby,
Wyoming, Idaho.
Ooh, you should get on that.
I will. Alaska, Iowa, Mississippi, Arkansas, Kansas. Arkansas Arkansas.
Ooh.
They're very
How
similar.
did you put that
Isn't so
together?
odd?
Wow.
Arizona.
Nice.
South Carolina, or Utah, who purchased Fireball Cinnamon during the statute of limitations period.
Nice.
So there you go, Cole. Our good friend, Fireball Whiskey.
Our good old friend.
Gosh, we love them. Do we love them?
We love Fireball.
That's all we drink on this podcast.
So I have thoughts on this one. First thought is that Fireball is not a whiskey to begin with. So that's that. Settled. First of all, it is a cinnamon whiskey, which is like how they get around it. It's like a flavored whiskey. And it's not even 40% alcohol minimum. It's 33% alcohol. But here's where I get actually on the side of the class action lawsuit. And I love Sazerac, love what they do. I've talked to people there. I love people there. They're great. But I do think they misled people. If I saw that bottle, I've seen the pictures, and if I saw the bottle of cinnamon, like the Fireball cinnamon, I would not have guessed it was any different than the cinnamon whiskey. Here's the biggest reason is that Fireball cinnamon whiskey is 33% alcohol. Fireball cinnamon is 33 proof. So I think that's a little too close to say they, like, if you made it a little less proof, but they made it exactly half the proof so that they basically, I do believe it is a little misleading. And I do think, sadly, that Sazerac should have fixed this a while ago when they started it. So I didn't even know there was a cinnamon versus a cinnamon whiskey.
I didn't either. And I live in Idaho, one of the states that's got.
You should hop on.
I
get like $5 or something from the class action.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
I could use $5.
I got $5 from the Experian credit monitoring class action the other day. It was a good $5. I'll tell you that.
Did you buy a burrito?
Probably, yeah.
So I have a coworker. Mm-hmm. She's great. Her name is Allison Doyle. And nice. I found $5 in my pocket, and I was like, "Oh, I haven't worn these pants in forever." And she goes, $5? That's burrito money.
That is,
and I was like, "Dang, $5 is a good burrito money." Like, so anyway, $5 burrito
Welcome
money.
to the real world where burritos are $5.
No, I agree with you. I think the thing that upsets me,
hate to say it,
is I respect the Sazerac
I do.
name.
They're one of the greatest spirits companies in this world.
So do right.
Do right, Sazerac. A little disappointed.
Yeah.
But I still support you and will buy everything you put out besides Fireball.
Yeah. Well, I can't. I love cinnamon whiskey. I just put it. I put it on my French toast.
Oh, true.
I put.
What do you like more, Fireball or the peanut one, the screwball?
Oh gosh, I love peanuts balls.
Yeah,
they're the great. I mix them together, and I will just drink that.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, why not? All right, I think we're done here. Are we done?
We're done here.
Let's move
over to the next segment of the show that we like to call "What Whiskey Would You Choose?" where we go over last week's results.
Thanks, bruh. So
we talked about
last week, bruh. We talked about what's the most you spent on a bottle. Cole went big with Redbreast, $310.
I thought about your answer real quick, and I was like, "You've only spent maximum $90 on a bottle? That's crazy."
I don't think I've spent more than that. Like,
that's crazy, man. I've spent a lot of bottles over 100.
I'm a teacher.
Yeah,
I am not a breadwinner.
And you do not have a side gig of.
I don't have a side gig.
You make macaroni jewelry and make money off of it.
And my wife is amazing for letting me do what I do.
She is amazing.
She is. I am not the breadwinner. You are the breadwinner.
I win bread, and I win side bread too.
Yeah, and you win side bread. Yeah. So that's the thing, is where it's like, anyway. So I went with my George T. Stag, which was 90.
It's great pick.
And I did beat Cole 73 to 27%. So I don't think, like 300, like I think a lot of our listeners are maybe similar to me, where we don't spend a lot.
Yeah, it seemed like it, except for Jason Preston.
So anyway, let's get to that. Let's talk about that. So we had some write-ins.
Yeah.
Jason Preston.
Yeah.
2K.
It was worth it. Yeah, it was a deal.
And you know what? There's certain bottles, like if you could get it for that. Like often I think about if I could get a time machine, I'd go back and buy so many products. That's what I would do.
No, I would
and then come back and like sell them on secondary. That's the only time I would sell stuff.
Wait, you would sell them on secondary?
Yeah.
How rude.
Yeah. Well, that's the only
But then you'd buy better bottles, right?
And if I had a time machine, I've already gone back, re-recorded this episode, and nobody knows. So
that's true.
Have not discovered the time machine thus far. Nathan Anthony, $5.50 for PVW 15 from a friend 2 years ago.
Good. I would have paid that too. 15.
What's PVW? What is that?
Van Winkle.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's not, I mean, honestly, for
what
I
would pay $5.50 for the 15-year any day.
Brian Rapp, smidge over 200, Master's Keep, Four Roses, LE, Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend.
Nice.
Bryce Morita, 133, Silverback, Rogaman Reserve, and you know what?
And he shared that with us.
He shared it with us. So
what
honestly,
a baller. Not a great thing.
Miles Ferguson says he only spends $5 per bottle, Patricia.
Yeah, Patricia. Thank you. Thank you,
P.
Miles.
Clarkson 21. P. Clarkson 21. P. Clarkson.
Paul Clarkson, our newest Patreon.
That's
member.
the newest Patreon. Oh, Paul, thank you so much, man. I gotta. I know your name now. I will not forget. This is like the first time he's answered, right?
I think so. As far as I know.
I think so. 100 each for Blood Oath, Pact 8, and Bardstown collaboration with West Virginia Barrel Company. And like you go Blood Oath, you're paying a lot anyway. So yep.
It's Blood Oath after all.
SBHOBBZ Sabahaz. Do you know that?
No.
It's a new one?
I don't know. I feel like I've seen the name before.
Sabahaz?
Yeah.
Like Sabah to what?
Sabahaz.
I can't wait to meet the Hubadahaz, but Sabahaz 800 for M20.
Oh, Michter's 20. How much did he spend?
800.
I would have spent that too. Easily.
Money
Mick
bag.
20. My goodness. I've smelled it. It was delicious.
Marco and AZ 150 for Calumet. 16. Mm-hmm. And
good choice.
This one brought out people. Community whiskey.
Yeah.
Way more than any single bottle should ever cost. And that is a great point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bro Tascanaskanosa, our Canadian turtle friend, he went with, I think he paid 150 or so for Infamous 22 and a similar for Blanton's Gold in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
JP Weiser 35 and Glenfiddich Winter Storm were 250 the most by a bit. So
nice.
We have, I think that question elicited per their answers all of your people who replied to you almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. A bunch of ballers making money.
Ballers. That's how it is, baby. A ting.
So anyway.
So this week,
okay,
on what whiskey would you choose? I thought I'd mix it up a little bit this week. So we're talking this week about. I mean, we drank this week a American whiskey southwest of Kentucky. I want to see if we can go through the U.S. and go southwest, southeast, northwest, northeast of Kentucky. You know, Kentucky's puts out a lot of good things.
Okay,
and
I got you now.
So
I was lost for a second, but I got you. So we're like going west of the Mississippi.
Yeah, I mean, like basically generally south. Where this one's going to be southeast of Kentucky. Some options you may have, for example, are Tennessee whiskeys. You could do. I think that's about it. Or I guess southwest of Kentucky might consider Virginia. So
what if we just go east of the
west of the Mississippi? Let's do that. Let's do east-west.
Just go west of Mississippi.
But not in Kentucky.
Kentucky's not west of the Mississippi.
Kentucky is east of the Mississippi.
Yes, so we're going west of the Mississippi.
Yeah.
Go west, young man.
Go west,
or old man.
Haven't you been told California's full of whiskey? Women and gold sleeping out all night beneath the desert stars.
I'm moving to California. Sounds so wonderful.
In my heart. Do you know what I just referenced there? One of our favorite references. Should have been a cowboy.
I don't know that song.
That's Toby Keith, baby. Bringing back the Toby Keith reference. I'll stick a boot in your butt. It's the American way. So for that, so we're going west or east? I forget.
West.
Okay, west of the Mississippi. What is at least one of your favorites lately in American whiskey?
Oh, I got one.
Okay,
I got one that not many will have.
Okay.
Oh gosh. Platinum
West?
No, hold on. Landmark whiskey.
Landmark. Never heard of it.
Scotts Bluff whiskey.
Okay.
Scotts Bluff, Nebraska.
Okay.
Landmark whiskey. I might have it wrong. It's like there's probably like Landmark bourbon, then whatever. But I will say Landmark. It was really delicious. I liked it a lot. When we went back to Nebraska last time, my cousins and my uncles drank it, and it was delicious. So
I like that.
What you got, Cole?
I thought about it. I could go like Woodinville, or I can go High West, or I can go
Del Bac. You kind of
Del Bac, or I could do like a Colorado whiskey,
Broken Barrel, Stranahan's.
Yeah, what was that Colorado? Oh, the Tin Cup. I could do a lot of different things, but I'm actually
521. 521 is that the?
Oh no, 291. Yeah,
291. That's was in delicious.
Colorado Springs. But I'm actually going to go Del Bac here. I think, I hate to say it, but I think one of the best Del Bac products I ever had was a cast strength Dorado, and I still have it. It was like a 121 proofer or something like that. And I think it's fantastic, and I think it's worth buying. And if you see it ever, it's like a green label. It's usually a barrel pick. Buy it. It's good.
If you can get Del Bac in general, if you see Del Bac, just buy it. They're great.
Even their classic is good. Even their unaged old Pueblo or whatever is good.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, try it.
I don't listen when you read your history. Sorry.
I don't think I mentioned it today, so you're good. Yeah.
Anyway, okay, perfect.
With that, and then next week, we're going to put it between two things I just sent you. So we have a Stag Batch 17, Stag Junior, because it hadn't changed names yet by Batch 17.
Which Matt Porter just put out.
The 17? Did he? Nice.
Yep. I think it came out today.
So yeah, we'll rival his. And then I'm going to put it as well. Crap. What else do I have? Let's put something nice. I have pictures of what I just literally just did. And Ardbeg Hypernova.
Ooh.
Stag Junior, Batch 17, and Ardbeg Hypernova.
I think I know it's going to win, but
yeah,
either way, I'm happy.
Yeah, seriously. Well, I could see it go either way because Hypernova, we've been hyping up literally a lot, but a lot of people usually pick on when we go Scotch versus American. Most people choose American. I find, but yeah, pick whatever you want. We'll go with it this week. So. Yeah, I hope our listeners will keep an eye out this week on Instagram and vote accordingly to what they feel in their very own heart.
And I hope our listeners give us tips to enter into a contest, which I'm not going to say in case we have to edit it out.
And I hope our listeners put up with a few of the technical issues today and still love us.
But most of all, I hope our listeners know that our love of whiskey is lifting their spirits
right now. Because we don't want a little Caillou baby.
Mommy, Rosie got this.